Today, we're celebrating what makes The Sims 4 so special. No matter your gender, your sexuality, the color of your skin, or where you live, The Sims 4 is a haven for all 70 million players. Since way back in 2000, The Sims has been a trailblazer for inclusivity in gaming, even if Maxis originally didn't want it to be. Remember when same-sex relationships in games were a rarity? The Sims devs said, "Hold my nectar," and they've been at the forefront ever since, letting us create Sims that truly reflect who we are, from rocking same-sex weddings to breaking down gender barriers like the ball and breakout. And if you get that reference, congratulations, you're at least as old as I am. We're talking everything from non-binary pronouns to rocking a binder on your favorite sim. Buckle up, my friends, because we're about to dive deep and explore why The Sims is considered by many to be the most inclusive virtual world game around, and how we can make this space even more welcoming for others. Forget building dream houses. The OG life sim was all about building dream lives. The Sims first came onto the scene way back in 2000, inspired by creator Will Wright, who wanted to virtually rebuild his life after a fire. Though it started as an architectural playground, it quickly morphed into a life simulation game where you control your very own virtual people, the whimsically named Sims. But unlike most games back then, The Sims let you create all kinds of relationships. No judgment here. These little digital folks have needs, wants, and even emotions. You're in charge of keeping them fed, clean, and socially satisfied, all while helping them chase their dreams and unlock their full potential. The beauty of The Sims is there's no one way to play. You can build a legacy family, become a master chef, or just goof off and see what kind of wacky situations your Sims get themselves into. It's all about creating your own story however you want to. Over the years, The Sims has become a gaming juggernaut, selling a mind-blowing 200 million copies worldwide. But what truly sets it apart is its commitment to inclusivity. We're talking breaking down gender barriers, celebrating all kinds of love, and letting you express yourself however you want. This is a world where everyone is welcome to express themselves, build their dream life, and maybe even stir up some drama, because who doesn't love a little simtastic chaos, am I right? But what truly sets The Sims 4 apart is its commitment to being an inclusive rainbow haven. We're talking creating Sims that truly reflect who you are, celebrating all kinds of stories and letting your flag fly high. First up, the Create a Sim tool is like a magic mirror where you can design your Sims down to the finest detail. Want a non-binary Sim who rocks a fabulous mustache? Done. A gender-fluid Sim who changes outfits faster than a Sim with a maxed-out fashion skill? You got it. The Sims 4 even lets you choose your Sims' pronouns. They, them, he, him, she, her, and even custom options. Big props for this to the development team for working with LGBTQ organizations to get this bit right. And speaking of getting it right, The Sims 4 is not afraid to break down gender barriers. Since 2016, we've been able to ditch the whole masculine or feminine labels when choosing fashion and just create a Sim who looks and acts exactly how you envision them. This means more options for everyone and the chance to create transgender and non-binary Sims that feel more authentic. Representation matters, and don't you forget it. But The Sims 4 goes beyond just character creation. The game world itself is bursting with diversity. We've got amazing pre-made characters like Leah Huata, who's non-binary and fierce, and Morgan Ember, a trans man spellcaster who could brew a love potion strong enough to make anyone fall head over heels. The Sims 4 even celebrates different cultures through things like the Pablo Vittar Carnival streetwear kit. So how cool is that? The storytelling has gotten a makeover too. Forget the cookie cutter families of yesteryear. Now you can create all kinds of stories, explore queer narratives, and watch your Sims live out their unique journeys. The Sims 4 continues the legacy that started with the original Sims game with even more inclusive storylines. And the best part is, these stories come from the amazing community and the devs who listen to our feedback. While The Sims 4 is on the right track with its diverse options, there is still room for improvement. Accessibility features like colorblind mode and customizable keybinds are still missing, and some folks with disabilities would love to see more representation. With all this positivity, we have to be honest. The Sims 4 isn't perfect. While it's a major champion for exclusivity, there are, as I've mentioned, a few clouds looming on the horizon. So let's talk about some of the challenges we're facing in this virtual utopia in a little bit more detail, and hopefully this will encourage the developers to create a truly all-inclusive world for everyone in The Sims. First up, disability representation. We've got tons of customization options, but wheelchairs, canes, support dogs, and prosthetics are still missing. This is not cool, and the community has been loud and clear about it. A lot of us want our Sims to reflect our real-life experiences, and the good news is, the devs say that they're listening and are constantly working on making The Sims 4 a more inclusive space for everyone. We've seen small steps like hearing aids and glucose monitors in Create a Sim, but with these only being cosmetic, that is, they don't actually work in game, there's still a long way to go. The Sims devs have adjusted features based on player feedback before, and with our voices combined, we can continue to make The Sims 4 the most inclusive life simulation game ever. So keep giving that feedback to the developers. Hopefully, one day we will see Sims popping wheelies in wheelchairs and adorable support dogs helping vision-impaired Sims cross the street. Some folks also feel like the inclusivity efforts are a bit, shall we say, shallow. Sure, we've got tons of skin tones, hairstyles, and cultural items, but can we please get some features that actually make the game playable for everyone? Customizable keybinds for folks with different needs would be a great start. Let's make sure everyone can join the fun, not just those with perfect motor skills. Is it about marketing or making a real difference? That's a question that the devs need to keep asking themselves. Speaking of differences, not everyone's happy with the LGBTQIA+ content. Some folks see it as a woke agenda being shoved down their throats. Ugh, eye roll. I wish the hatred and bigotry would just stop. The Sims 4 is about celebrating who you are, and that includes LGBTQIA+ identities in all their beautiful forms. It's about reflecting the real world, and guess what, haters? The real world is full of rainbows. Same-sex couples, diverse gender identities exist, and we're not going anywhere. This backlash is a bummer, but it also shows how important inclusivity truly is. Luckily, a lot of the Sims devs are part of our LGBTQIA+ family, so we know they've got our backs. Adding features like pronouns and sexual orientation options was not a walk in the park for the devs either. These features needed a lot of thought and behind-the-scenes work to get them right. While they're a step in the right direction, the team knows that there's more to do to reflect everyone's experiences, and they've even gone so far as saying as much. Now, let's not forget the technical limitations. The Sims 4 isn't brand new anymore, and adding new features can be tricky without causing more glitches. Plus, the devs have limited resources, so they've got to choose which aspects of representation to prioritize. It's definitely a balancing act. So what does this all mean? The Sims 4 is still a leader in inclusivity, but the journey is far from over. We need more disability representation, a deeper dive into accessibility, and a continued commitment to LGBTQIA plus themes. Haters gonna hate, but they can get in the bin. We've talked about the challenges, but let's not forget the sunshine and the amazing progress that The Sims 4 has made over the years. The Sims 4 devs are rock stars when it comes to listening to the community and making the game more inclusive for everyone. So here's some of the awesome things they've done. First up, character creation got a major upgrade. We can now add hearing aids, glucose monitors, and even top surgery scars and binders for our trans simmers. This is all about creating Sims that truly reflect who you are, and that's pretty awesome. Speaking of reflecting who we are, let's talk pronouns. The Sims 4 introduced customizable pronouns. As I mentioned before, they include they, them, he, him, she, her, and custom options such as they, them. Big props for working with LGBT organizations like GLAAD to get this right. Non-binary and gender non-conforming folks can finally have their Sim selves represented authentically. And let's not forget the skin tone and hairstyle options. The Sims 4 is bursting with diversity now, thanks to tons of new choices and consultations with amazing creators from all backgrounds. This is a game that celebrates the beauty of everyone, no matter their race or ethnicity. But the good stuff doesn't stop there, my friends. The devs have been collaborating with diverse creators who are already making inclusive content. This way, new features feel authentic and resonate with the entire community. It's all about building a world where everyone feels seen and heard. By including these voices in the development process, the devs can create features that resonate with the whole community. Pretty cool, right? Here's the best part. The Sims 4 isn't finished growing. The devs are committed to ongoing improvement and listening to our feedback. I mean, recently I received a survey invitation in the post. The devs value open communication and collaboration, and that means a game that is constantly evolving to reflect the real world. Plus, The Sims 4 can be educational. By seeing diverse characters and stories in the game, players can learn more about different identities and experiences. This can lead to more acceptance and understanding in the real world. Of course, there's still work to be done, especially when it comes to accessibility. We need more features like customizable keybinds to make the game playable for everyone. Super important. I've kept you long enough, so let's wrap this up. The Sims 4 isn't perfect, but when it comes to inclusivity, it's definitely leading the pack. From pioneering same-sex relationships back in the day to letting you create Sims who are unique as you are, this game series has been all about celebrating diversity for nearly 2.5 decades. We've got tons of skin tones, body types, cultural options to reflect the amazing melting pot that is real life. And let's not forget the gender revolution in 2016, where the whole masculine and feminine fashion labels were made optional, thereby opening the door for trans and non-binary simmers to shine. Along with the recent pronouns and sexual orientation updates, the more ways to express ourselves, the better. Sims 4 is not afraid to celebrate different cultures. We've got amazing collaborations happening, past, present, and future, bringing in authentic clothing, decor, and even recipes from all over the world. It's a virtual melting pot, and I love it. Disability representation is still a work in progress, but hearing aids and glucose monitors was a step in the right direction. The devs are listening, and they say that they're committed to making The Sims 4 accessible for everyone. So keep prodding them, and hopefully one day we'll see that accessibility become a reality. And here's the coolest part. The Sims 4, as I said before, can be a real learning experience. By seeing all these diverse characters and storylines, players can open their minds to different identities and experiences. It's been proven that normalizing these things leads to greater acceptance, which, of course, is what we want. This journey towards a more inclusive future is ongoing. The devs are constantly working on making The Sims 4 a space where everyone feels welcome. And guess what? We, the amazing Sims community, can be a part of that. Let's keep the conversation going, share our ideas, and support each other. Together, we can make The Sims 4 and the entire gaming world a true rainbow revolution. So, my friends, what are your favorite things about inclusivity in The Sims 4? What else would you like to see? Hit me up in the comments below, and together, let's keep building this amazing inclusive world where everyone feels welcome.